वेलकम टू कूल कोडर। आज के हम वीडियो में बात करने वाले हैं स्प्रिंग बूट रेस्ट एपीआई के बारे में। सो विदाउट वेस्टिंग टाइम, लेट्स गो टू IntelliJ IDEA and open a project. I have already created a project in Spring Boot. I'm going to explain you everything about it, so don't worry about it. First of all, we need some dependencies to make a Spring Boot REST API. It's gonna web project, so we need web dependency. We are going to use JPA for our database queries, so we need JPA. We are going to store our data into database, so we need database dependency, and I'm using Lambok dependency to reduce boilerplate codes. So as we know, the project I have structured into 4 packages to looks good. So I have controller package, inside that I have product controller, I have entity or model package, inside that I have my model or entity, I have repository where I can repository for my product, and I have service package where I have written my business logics for this product. So in entity class I have created a public class product, and I have given some attributes to that product, like a product have ID, name, quantity and its price. So as we know, if we want to give any as a primary key, we are defining @id, and which is came from nothing but JavaX persistent package. So we have created a class, we are making id as a primary, and we want it as a automatic or increment value, so we can define generated value. Inside that we can say strategy is equal to generated type dot auto, so it will increment the id value automatically. I'm using entity annotations because I want to make my product as an entity. I'm annotated with as a @table annotations, and I'm giving table name product slash details. So when the programs execute with the help of entity and tables, the Hibernate will know we have to generate this class as our entity class, and we have to generate table with product details name. If we don't give any names over there, it will create class names as for tables name. So I have added data because I am using Lambok. I have added all arguments constructor, no arguments constructor. Why I have used Lambok? Because I don't need to generate getter setters, toStrings, and it's public and private constructors, so that's why I'm using. So it's reduce a bit lines of codes for me. After creating a model class, I have created a product repository. Product repository, I have created an interface for product repository, and I'm extending it with my JPA repository. So as we know, we have 2 repositories. One is CRUD repository and another one is JPA repository. Similarly, both repository have same values, which is CRUD repository have create, read, update and delete. But JPA repository have some additional features, like it's have a paginations. So that's why I have used it. In future I want to integrate with any other system, that at that time we can use it. So inside it we are passing t, let me show you, extends with jpaj must be capital. As you can see, jpa repository, it's get t and id. So id is nothing but the term which we are using as a primary key. So in our entity class we make id integer, so we can use integer over here. And t is nothing but gender, not a gender, it's type of our class on which we are going to perform the operations. So we are going to perform operations on our product class, so we are using product, and here it's primary id value, database type, control z. So after creating a repository, I have created applications.properties. In applications.properties, I just defined all the values which is related to database. I have given a driver name, I have given data source URL, username, password, I have given JPA, show SQL. uh, while you are working with a product, or you are delivering some productions, don't use spring.jpa.show. I just want to use that because I want to show you what kind of SQL query is gonna hit after running or using Postman to check our data. So we can use JPS show, JPA hibernate DDL auto. It will take care automatically when we start the applications to run, and it will take care to generate and update the table details. That's why we use Spring Data JPA hibernate dilate. We are using MySQL, so we are assigning it to a MySQL dilate, and I just want to run my applications on port 8282. That's why I have used server.port to 8282 to run the server on this port itself. After completion of application.properties, product repository or repository class and entity class, we have to create a service class. And inside service class, we have to write down methods to post, put, delete and update. For logic, we have to write down the methods. So as you can see, I have created a product service class, and I have marked with that as in service annotations. For product service class, it's going to talk with repository, so I just need an interface object. So we can't create an object for interface, we just create a reference. So I just created a reference for here, and I just auto wired it. I have used auto wired. The main function of auto wired is whenever the execution will be started, it will create an object for product repository for us, and with the help of that we can use the methods available inside our JPA repository. So for first method, I have create save product. Inside that I have given generic product and the reference variable, and it's gonna return product dot repository, the object which we are earlier created. So inside that we have save method in our product repository, we are assigning to it. Here you can see for post, like for adding a single project, I have created this method. But when we want to add multiple products at a time or multiple values in our entity class, we have to pass the list. So I have written another things for it. You may create one method for add single and multiple products. No need to create two methods, but as a for now more code readability, I have created two methods. So save products, list of products, and we are returning save all to save our products. Similarly for get method, I have written get product with the help of find all method. In that case we are going to return a list of product because we are finding all products, so we must have list over here. After that get product by id, we have to pass id to find the product. So we are using product repository dot find by id. It's a method, it returns an object value, so we don't want to return an object, so that's why we are using or else nulls. If the id, suppose you are passing 5 values but 5 is not present in our database, so it will return directly null to us. Similarly for product by name, actually this method we are created for to find a product with the help of name itself. Many times we have seen we just go to couple of sites and we search for the product that we want, so at that time we can use that methods. Find by name, it's the method is not available, so we want to create that method into product repository. As you can see, we have given generic product, the method name find by name, and it's need the value string name. So when we are passing the name, it then only it will show the output like you can see over here. Similarly for delete product, only the I have add return statement to get the idea whether the product is deleted or not. Just I have written something different for update product. Directly you can call save method and you can update your product, but what I'm trying to do, I just create an another object of my generics, and with the help of find by id I'm getting the product id, and once I get the product id I'm performing operation on that. Like that I have given existing product as a my variable reference variable name, and I am allocating a value, whatever the value we are getting in id I am allocating to it. With the help of that it's gonna get name, price and quantity, whatever the values that the user want to change, it's all get, and after it's gonna return and it will use save method. For update we have save method, for post we have save method, and for another post a list of products we have save all method. So after creating a product service, we have to create controllers to handle our web service. So similarly in controller I just create a controller class and I just mark with at a rest controller. So when the execution will be started, it's directly came to a controller, and it's as per user's requirement it will pass the request to further process. Controller is talking with service layer, so we have to create an reference for service. Also we have created a product service and we are using service class, and the same way like we use in repository. Inside controller we also have to write down the 4 methods to get the user controls, like getting a output or some value input from user to pass his request. So we have created post mapping, put mapping, get mapping, and delete mapping. As of now, we have created 5 methods in our service, so we have to create 5 methods in controllers also. So similarly, for post mapping, we just given the value add product, and we are going to use add product method. We are passing request body. So what does this annotations do? It's actually assigns the whatever JSON value we are passing through the our postman or any other tool. It's assigned with our entity class. That is what the request body do. Similarly, our entity class, its reference variable, and it's gonna return save product method, which is available in our product service. And as you can see, save product have save method, which is available in our JPA repository. So you may get an idea how the transactional is working in that scenario. Similarly, for multiple products, we have created a list of product. We are using request body annotations. We are passing to a list of product, and we are returning save products. Similarly, for get mapping, and here you can see we have written something else. Inside that, we have returning get mapping annotations product by ID, and inside that we are passing ID. Path variable is gets the value which is required for controller. Suppose we are passing the 5 value over here, so it will assign that 5 value, and then it will assign it to a service class method, so it will get the 5 value over there. Similarly, for the name, we have given the same annotations path variable. And for put and delete also we are passing ID, that's why we use path variables. And for put mapping, we are using only update, so we are passing JSON value, so we are using request body. It's for update, we have update product method, which is available in product service, and that method have the entire logic that we want to perform after the calling of this method. So this is what our REST API. So I just want to give you a demo about it. Main run. As you can see, my Tomcat started on port 8282 that we have defined in our applications.properties. So let me pass some values through Postman. I just already created some values. So I want to add a product like bottle quantity 10 and price is 300. So that value I am passing through my postman. As you can see, I am passing only one product, so I am using add products at the end of my URL. As you can see in my controller, we are passing add product post mapping URL, so we need to pass it to our URL. And if I click on hit, when you are before sending a hit button, make sure you are choosing post. In body, you are given the correct syntax in the form of row, and JSON application slash JSON the value that you will choose. If I pass this, I will get HTTP 200 request, and whatever the value I am passing it will displayed over here. So as you can see, the id is 13, so I just want to delete the product. So for delete, I have created, I guess, delete only, and the id is 13, so I just pass 13 only. And as you can see, a product removed successfully whose id is 13. So our applications or a REST API is running successfully. And just me show you MySQL database. What the database name? My product DB. Okay, where is it? It's not open yet. It's open. Let me log in. My product DB tables. As you can see, a product details table has been created, and if I just click select star from my product, as you can see, we just remove the product 12, like bottle has been removed from the table. Let me add one more product for you. Post, add product, post, bottle. I just give chargers and click on submit. As you can see, the product ID is automatically generated, that is 14, and our product is added to a database. Just refresh it and you can see on ID column 14, name is charges. I did a spelling mistake. Price and the quantity, whatever the value we are passing with the postman, it's going to our database also. So our REST API is working clearly. If you need more videos, let me know in the comment section. I will provide you the GitHub link for this code also. Thank you for watching the videos. If you like the video, share the video and please subscribe the channel. Thank you.